Well, they've found the missing cruise passenger, and this story is wild. Royal Caribbean has announced a delay, and then maybe the strangest man in water rescue story I've ever heard. Maybe. Yeah, all that and more on today's episode of The Cruise Show.
All aboard! Your ship is leaving. Talking about everything going on in cruising. It's the Lido Loca time. It's the cruise show. It's the cruise show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. Welcome to The Cruise Show. I am your host, Tony, here to talk you through everything going on in cruising. Can you feel the cruising power? Everything going on in cruising. It's for your face on Sunday the 30th of November, last day of November 2025. And well, we know what happened to the missing cruise passenger. I told you a few days ago about Ann Evans, 55-year-old American cruising on a Holland America Line cruise ship. She was in St. Martin. She got off of the cruise ship. She boarded a tour bus for an excursion. She departed the tour bus and then never came back. Didn't come back to the tour bus, did not come back to the cruise ship. And when I reported on it a few days ago, 8 days had already transpired. Dutch and French investigators asking for help to locate this woman. And well, they located her. I speculated in that show that maybe she disappeared on purpose. And well, that speculation turned out to be the facts. She used her passport to check into a hotel there in St. Martin, French side of St. Martin, and those investigators were able to track her down with her passport. And well, that's about all the information that we have. Investigators have said this is a private matter. They're not going to release any more information, but just to let everybody know that the lady is safe and sound, which is the outcome that you want, safe and sound. It's not the first time we've seen somebody use a cruise ship to try to immigrate into another country and then get tracked down. It happened earlier this year. And then I did tease earlier that there is another story about a person in the water, a weird situation that might have an immigration play also. But that's good news. Good news that the lady is okay. Look, they say variety is the spice of life. That's really why I like cruising. 7-day cruise, I can go to 4 different countries, experience the sights and the sounds and the smells. The smells. Look, this is one way I'm fighting the cruise blues currently. I'm switching up my fragrances when I'm at home. I'm trying different colognes. That's why I'm thankful for the sponsor of today's episode, Scentbird. Scentbird is a monthly fragrance subscription service where you can choose from one of 900 different fragrances for a super low price. This month I have 4 to try. This is number 9, Valet de Farny. This one's called Nightscape. How about a little Gentleman's Society and Sahara Song? Every month you'll get one of these 8 milliliter bottles. Has about 120 sprays in it. Will take care of you for the whole month. You apply it with one of these travel-friendly dispensers. So much easier than carrying a big, expensive bottle of fragrance. I like to hit the wrist, behind the neck, and on the chest. Variety is the spice of life, and this is a new smell for a new day. It's like cruising. Yeah, just like cruising. And you can try Scentbird for yourself at a discounted rate. Use my code LALIDO55 off or scan the QR code that's on the screen to save 55% off of your first month of Scentbird. It makes your first month just $8.97, and then every month after that just $17.95. It's a great way to put some variety in your life. Thank you, Scentbird, for sponsoring today's episode. All right, for this next story, I have to do this again. I thought I had it locked down, but I can never say this word. Let's do it together.
Civitavecchia is how it's said.
Civitavecchia. Civitavecchia is how it's said. Civitavecchia. Civitavecchia. Okay, there's a new cruise port in Civitavecchia. This is a big deal because if you want to go to Rome these days, you have to go to Civitavecchia. Civitavecchia's Donato Bramante terminal has been unveiled. Revolutionary upgrade that will transform Rome's cruise industry forever. That's a bold headline, right? Civitavecchia. I'll never remember how to say that the next. Civitavecchia. I just got to keep saying it. State-of-the-art facility will be able to handle larger cruise ships than currently come to Civitavecchia. And that's exciting. And they do about 3 million passengers there. Rome's certainly a popular spot by land, by air, by sea, all of that stuff. So, congratulations. Civitavecchia. Could you say it? I know every time I try to say it, somebody makes fun of me. So I had a professional YouTube video teach me how to say it. Civitavecchia. I got to remember how to say that. All right, now let's talk about Royal announcing a delay. Normally, Royal's telling us they're going to bring stuff out early. And with this, they actually did tell us they were going to bring it out early. But now, because of construction delays, the whole thing's going to be delayed. We're talking about Royal Caribbean's Royal Beach Club at Paradise Island. They're in Nassau in the Bahamas. If Atlantis is here, then there's that big strip of land that goes out to the lighthouse. Royal Caribbean bought the area between the lighthouse and some of it down toward Atlantis, and they're developing a beach club. Think of it as a for-pay experience, kind of like a Mr. Sancho's or a Paradise Beach Club Cozumel in Cozumel, where you pay a fee and you go and you get drinks and food and all that in a beach experience. But this will only be available for Royal Caribbean cruise ships like Celebrity, the Royal Caribbean brand, and Royal Caribbean. The timeline on this thing's pretty interesting. So originally, when it was first announced, they were going to open on December the 27th, 2025, grand opening. Then they came out and said, we're ahead of schedule. We're now going to open on the 23rd of December, 4 days early, 2025, grand opening. And because they were going to open on the 23rd, they were going to do some preview experiences before the 23rd. And because of these construction delays, it's those preview experiences that are being canceled. They're still holding the grand opening on the 23rd of December. So this is almost like a big nothing burger, right? Because none of us the passengers weren't going to be there until the 23rd. So it sounds like the passengers are still going to be there on the 23rd. But maybe some people that were going to get the preview are not going to get the preview. But it's very weird. Recently, it's been years since Royals come out and said they're delayed on something. So yeah, there's that. There you go. Now, I do want to let a question linger for a little bit. What do you think the most sold out experience on most cruise ships are? And this is particularly true on Carnival. What dining experience almost sells out every cruise where there's more people that are wanting to do it than people that can do it? I'll answer that question in just a second. And then I do want to say thank you. Thank you. We hit it. We hit 300,000 subscribers. That's wild. That's wild to me. I think we're close to, what is this, 20? We're already 8 years in. We're close to 9 years in on this journey. And I can remember when we had less than 100 subscribers, and it was so exciting. And it was very exciting to hit 300,000. Like I said before, it's just kind of a vanity metric. The big thing that's exciting is when people watch the show and connect with the show and comment and like it and all that stuff. And we have that happening all over the place, and that's very exciting. But thanks everybody who has subscribed. It means a lot to me, and I'm glad you guys are a part of the Loca fam. I joke that the stretch goal for this channel is to get to 18 million subscribers. I don't know if a million is reasonable. Even in the cruise space, it's such a small part of travel. You got people like Gary Bembridge. I think he's in the 400,000s, maybe Lifewell Cruise. But nobody's really, Emma might be 400,000, but nobody's really getting close to a million yet, and we've all been in the game for a long time. So I don't even know if a million is reasonable, but it's very exciting to be at 300,000. So thanks everybody who has subscribed. Much appreciated. It was a wonderful Thanksgiving gift. Now let's talk about this red card, that the red label. I mentioned it a while ago that when it comes to Carnival's excellent loyalty program, that once you become a red card, so you're a blue card on the first sailing and then you get a red card, and I think that entitles you to a free bottle of water, and that transcends all the way up through the higher echelon of Carnival loyalty. You'll see them on most of the highest Carnival loyalty. They're dressed like Thurston Howell. I'm just kidding. But so there was a challenge whether you could, get this bottle of water. Most of the time they're like, go to a bar and you can get this bottle of water. And then people are like raising their hands like, yeah, but there's two of the exact same bottles of water in my cabin. How come I can't drink that? And sometimes the answer was, yeah, you could drink that. But then sometimes when people would drink that, they would get charged for it. It was a whole thing. And so now Carnival has drawn a line in the sand, and they said, no longer go to the bar for your water. We're going to delivery the water right to your cabin, and we're going to put a red tag on it. We're going to red tag that thing, and that's the water that you can drink. If you drink the white and blue tabbed water, you're going to get charged for it. But they've released an image of the red tag, and so I thought I would share that with you here. This is a big move. And so I'm thankful that Carnival is taking care of its loyal guests. And now we have the water tagged. So thank you, Carnival. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then talking about people being thankful for Carnival, I got to read this message to you because this is one of the weirdest pieces of internet hate that I have seen in a long time. It is a really nice example of how strangers will hate on you on the internet. Like I get a vicious amount of hate from people that I do not know at all, which is the weirdest thing because there's a presupposition based on just watching these things that I do, this aspect of my life, that somehow people know me enough to hate on me, which I just don't understand the hate of strangers. But that's the way the world works. That's the beautiful thing with the comment system and all that. People can hate on you. And it took me a long time to not really care when people hate on me, the people that I don't know. I think the actor that played Spider-Man said, like, if you don't have my cell phone number, I don't particularly care what you say about me because I don't know you. And it's a weird mix because I'm very grateful for strangers who, watch the program and enjoy the program. But it took me a while to not internalize the hate of strangers. And so also John Heald, the brand ambassador for Carnival Cruise Line, he gets a lot of hate, but this is probably one of the weird. Let me read this message to you. It's why would you even write this? I feel like this is a garbage person. I'm just going to say this. I feel like it's a garbage person. Message. I am not a fan of yours, John, and speaking plainly, I do not like you. I find you immature, your immature humor irritating. I hate your videos and I can't watch them without feeling like I need to vomit. But credit where credit is due. Thank you for arranging the scattering of ashes for me on the Conquest. It was a nice ceremony, so thank you. That's wild. So John responded, thank you, madam. I don't really like you either, but I'm glad I was able to help. This is like, why? What's the point? What's the point of, man, I really want to say a curse word. What's the point of crapping all over John Heald just so that you can get your backwards thank you in there? There's something wrong with people. This is something wrong. So you hate somebody and then you hate them, but you still ask them to help you. And then they help you with something. And before you can say thank you, you have to crap on them. This is insane. Okay, I'm just gonna let that linger. Now let me tell you about the food experience that I feel like is probably sold out on most dining experiences. That's I feel like sold out on most cruise ships. It's the chef's table. This was also a thing that was announced recently that almost on every cruise, the Carnival Chef's Table has more people wanting to do it than they have space for because it's limited. It's a small thing. And that's been true on most cruise lines that I've been on, not just Carnival. I just wanted to throw it out there. I don't really like the Chef's Table. It takes too long. It's too much of one of my nights. It's a great experience. You get great food. You get great wine. You get a great presentation. But the time, I don't like that much of my cruise time being locked down. So I could be an outlier here. Where are you guys at? Do you like the Chef's Table or do you not like the Chef's Table? Leave a comment below. Now let me tell you about this odd overboard situation or in the water. It's not even overboard. It's in the water. This is at the cruise port of Martinique. A man violated the secure area of the Martinique cruise terminal and jumped into the water on the 29th of November 2025. So yesterday, guy just breaches security, jumps in the water, and crew members from the Enchanted Princess was docked there in Martinique, they spring into action. Ow. They spring into action. They drop the lifeboats and they go rescue the man. I saw a video of this on TikTok. They go rescue the man, and as soon as he was pulled out of the water, he got arrested and taken into custody. Now, again, this could have been a local in Martinique. I don't know what they were trying to do because obviously they could have gotten in the water somewhere else. So was this person maybe trying to stow away on a cruise ship? This could be another interesting immigration situation. And one thing that happens on cruise ships that I don't know if everybody knows, some crew members are not allowed to get off at certain cruise ports. There was a time, I feel like it was right around the shutdown or maybe before the shutdown, where there was a big story where New York stopped letting crew members get off the cruise ship because what would happen is crew members would try to immigrate into New York. They would leave their job at the cruise ship and just try to integrate into New York. And so it's weird. Like, we got the lady today in St. Martin. She just left the cruise ship and tried to stay in St. Martin. Something like that happened earlier this year. And now we got the guy violating a secure area to try to get into I don't know what he was trying to do. What do you think he was trying to do? There you go. That's everything that's going on in cruising. Thanks again, Scentbird, for sponsoring today's episode. Make sure you hit the QR code, get yourself some new fragrances, and look, there's really nothing left to do but dance. Get up. Get up.
You know the drama is never ending. Don't let it get the best of you. And all the fake friends just keep pretending. That's how the little things get huge. Paralyzing every pore. Oh, you feel it taking over you. To the center of your core. The lies are getting overused. When you are under the weather, getting caught in the storm. Do you remember? I told you if we dance